Hi, I'm going to do a quick ClassKick tutorial for you today. So you're just going to go into classkick.com and you're going to log in as a teacher. If you don't have a teacher account, you can set one up. It is free to set up an account, and the free version does give you a lot of options. Right now, they are offering the pro version for schools, for teachers, for because of the COVID-19. So you might want to contact them to see if you can get the pro version. So we're just going to log in as a teacher. Just log in with your Google account if you don't have an account already set up using your school Google account. So it takes you into the assignments page, and I already have several assignments set up. There are a couple of things that you might want to do, first of all, whenever you first get into ClassKick. If you are using Google Classroom, one of the easiest ways to set this up is to create your roster using your Google Classroom page. So you can create a class and then just import your students from Google Classroom. And this is what I typically do with ClassKick, because then the students can just log in with their Google accounts just the way you did. And there's no mistaking their names. They don't have to put their name in. It's already put in for them. So to create a new assignment, you're just going to go into the assignments page and click on the green plus button. And we're going to create a new blank assignment. It first comes up and shows you 3 blank pages. You can add more, you can delete if you don't want 3, whatever, but this is just kind of the default. So we're just going to go into the first blank page. So if you want to add your own PDF documents, if you want to add your own worksheets, we're going to add it as a image file and upload from the computer. So you need to have something that is already set up as a PDF. So make sure you're using a PDF worksheet. So I'm just going to go in here and pull a random worksheet out of one of my files here. So this one looks fine. And you can crop it here if you don't want all the stuff around the edges. You can actually crop your PDF. Let's say I didn't want to include question number 5. I can crop it down a little bit and then hit next. And yes, I want it on the current page, and finish. And it's going to put that PDF crop down the way that I wanted it into this first page, and I can stretch that out. Um, so now I want to make sure the students can answer these questions down here. So I'm going to add boxes for them to actually type their answers. And you're going to use this option, which is fill in the blank. And we're just going to create our fill in the blank boxes here. And it does allow you to add an acceptable answer. Just be careful with that, because this is a open-ended question. And if they don't type it in exactly the way that you added your acceptable answer, it's going to mark it as wrong. So I typically just leave this blank, and then I'll go in and assign or grade it myself. So we're just going to add our boxes for each one of these. And if it doesn't exactly fit, you can stretch it out or move it around. And then you would add all of your boxes. So the other thing, that if you want to grade this and actually give a point value, you don't have to add acceptable answers over here, but you should add your point value for each question. This is worth 1 point for that question. This one is also 1 point. So now it's going to calculate my total points up here for this particular worksheet. If I wanted to add more to this, I can add another question. Let's say I want to add something else. So you can actually add a text box where you can ask another question. And then I would put my fill in the blank box right below that. And then I can set the point value for it. And you can see that that then increases with that. Now I can go to my next page, and you can add other things in here. If you wanted to add in another PDF that you already have created, or let's say you have, something that you want to add in there yourself, you can ask other questions. There are multiple choice options. You can add a multiple choice question. So let's say this was a multiple choice question. The correct answer for this question is going to be B. I'm going to save that. It pops that over here. Now the students would not be able to see that B is the correct answer on their end. It's just showing you that that's what you've added. You can also add manipulatives, where they just drag and drop things into the correct spaces. This is a little bit harder to set up because every single one of these drag and drop boxes has to be a separate PDF. So if you have 4 drag and drop boxes, you're going to have 4 separate images that you're going to upload. You can record yourself where you can record your own audio. You can attach links. It can be a link to a web page. It can be a link to a YouTube video or some video. And then, of course, you can also write on it, just freestyle writing. You can change the color of your pen to write something else. You can highlight things. So there's a highlighter option. So you can highlight, the different things. So let's go in and take a look at what an assignment would look like for a student. So this is an assignment I already have set up, and I've already assigned it to the students last week, and they've already completed it. So whenever I finish this assignment, I would go into Assign. I'm going to assign it to my class, and then it brings up the student work. Let me go back to Assign real quick. There's a couple of options here. Whenever you have this switched over to grade, it will show the students their grades on each assignment. And if you had anything set up where it was graded for them, like this one, I had the multiple choice questions already set up, so it was grading these as they were completing it. The helpers, it is just a feature that allows the students to ask other students for help. You can have that on if you want. The hide is a really nice feature because let's say you have 5 assignments, but you don't want the students to be able to see all of them. You can hide them, and it only shows the ones that you have unhidden to the students. Lock means that this assignment is done. You don't necessarily want to hide it from them, but you want them to see their grade, but you don't want them to work on it anymore. So you can lock it so that they can no longer change it. And then this is your class code. If you don't have the pro version of Class Kick, this is when I would suggest using the class code. If you are using the pro version and you want to have them just log in with their Google accounts, I would not recommend using this. I would just give them the login screen where they go to classkick.com. Then the students would log in as a student. Now it's going to come up and ask them for a class code, but if you have them set up with their Google accounts, I just have them go to this screen. I just give them a direct link to account login. The students would click on their Google account, and then they would click on their name for their Google account. I'm going to show you what this looks like from a student perspective. I have a sample student here. So whenever the students go into the assignment that I have assigned, which is this immigration assignment, this is what they see. And then they would click on immigration, the assignment that you have, and this is what it looks like from the student perspective. So you can see here the multiple choice questions are blank. And then when they go into the fill in the blank spaces, this is where they would type their answer. If it's too big, if there's a lot, they can't really change the size of the box, but they can change the size of their text. So they can manipulate that. I ask them to highlight things over here. They do have the highlighter feature. So I ask them to highlight things in different colors. So, and then I also put an audio recording up here of this particular reading assignment. And then the last one that I had a link to a video that they had to watch, and then questions. I imported a map. So you can import pictures, whatever you would put on a worksheet. This is a worksheet I made up right here on Class Kick. I did not have this set up as a PDF. I typed this up, imported pictures, created text boxes, and then the fill in the blank boxes. Now when I go back to my page as the teacher view, I can go into view work, and there's a couple of different ways to view this. This is just showing the reduced size thumbnails. If I want to take a look at just one particular slide, I can look at just slide 1 for all of my students. I can take a look at go into filters, and I can look at their larger size thumbnails, and it kind of gives you can start to see where, they started to answer questions. If you wanted to take a quick look, it even gives you the beginnings if you know that if you're looking to see if they answer the questions at all. So you can look at that. You can see that this student here didn't even log in and never even looked at any of the pages. All right, so here you can see that I just created a sample one called student. This student, this person, I logged in under student. This one never answered these questions, so it didn't show the correct answers, but it's showing that they actually went onto this page because it's showing the thumbnail. This student never went to page 2 and 3. So you can actually see where they are in there. And if there was a student actually logged on right now, actually I have one here. How this is highlighted in black, that means that this student is actually logged on right now taking a look at this page. So I can actually see which students are online at the moment and how his name is highlighted. So that means that the student's actually logged in at the moment. To grade it, there's a couple of different ways to grade. So, like I showed you, you can go into and set it up to grade automatically with like the multiple choice. And whenever you're actually in looking at the students' assignments, it gives you the names of the students here. You can look at all of them and just go to a specific student. If you're grading all of the assignments, what I typically do is just start at the first one, and then you can just arrow down and go to the next student. I usually grade one worksheet at a time or one page at a time. So I'll go through all of page one. You can change their grade up here. And then I'll just go to the next one, take a look at their answers and give them a grade up here. If they got one wrong, you can change that up here in the grading. And the other thing that I think is kind of cool about this is that let's say that they only got 1 out of 5. If you give them a 1, it actually changes it to red. If they got maybe half of them right, it changes it to orange, and if they got all of them right or a higher percentage, then it gives them a green. So that's kinda cool. And then go to page 2. I do the same thing. I'll usually grade them 1 page at a time, so I'll just keep going through. There's the next one, I'll grade that. Next one, grade that, and then go to page 3 when I'm done with all of those, and then just grade all of the page 3s all at once. That's basically it. I like to take a look at the shrunken thumbnails, and that gives me a quick overview to make sure I got everybody. Everybody's graded. Everybody has a colored in space. So that's about it. If you have questions, you can email me. Please let me know if you have any questions or help setting up an account, and enjoy.